Today on Land Beat, we're going to discuss the importance of native vegetation in comparison with non-native food plot varieties. When we're looking at the current weather across a lot of the United States, many of us are in a drought weather pattern.
Hot and dry.
Hot, dry with a little breeze. So it's just the right recipe for dry soil, dry plants, and everyone being stressed.
Not ideal for growing food plots in the perfect world, right?
No,
you want
not at all.
Consistent moisture.
You want that ½ inch once a week.
That'd be great.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
We haven't had rain in 4 weeks, measurable rain here in about 4 weeks.
That's correct.
And it's been 90 plus just about every single day.
And yesterday and today we're going to be over 100 degrees, major heat index, heat advisories, all the things that make life lovely here in the Ozarks.
Essentially a stressful period, and the video is going to showcase essentially the value of having different forages and not relying solely on food plots from a forage standpoint, because guess what, they're not doing good at all.
This video is not about a burn on food plots. It's not about putting down food plots. Food plots are great. We plant many food plots on our own farms, but this is talking about the importance of having native plants, native herbaceous plants specifically on your place to help offset those stressful periods throughout the year. Now that's exactly what food plots can do for native forage during other parts of the year. So it's about the importance of having diversity on your farm to have year-round food source that's high quality and abundant for your wildlife species. Now this area we're in, we've done a video on it in the past. It was old field conversion, but Matt, talk a little bit about the last 4 months of management here.
Certainly. So in April, this area was sprayed with glyphosate to kill the fescue that was here, and it was burned the 2nd to 3rd week in May. So we're talking July 6th now. So really just since late May, this is the response that we've gotten after removing the thatch and killing out the fescue. So in a short amount of time, we've got a great expression of ragweed and many other forage plants that are very attractive that deer are going to be hitting. There's browse just right over here as it's leading out into larger portions of the field. So this is the response in just really a month and a half, and 4 weeks of that have been very little rain. Actually, sorry, no rain really in about 4 weeks.
So little, no rain. Basically, the life of this, you burned it, and quickly after that, the spigot turned off on the rain. And when was the food plot that will show next planted?
Late May.
Late May. So very similar in the time frame of what the food plot's growth.
Actually, it was June.
June. Okay. Well, he changed everything up on us. Yeah, dry and dry. So the seed went in the ground shortly, basically through the drought, and then now we have this as well. So the comparison is, look at the green tint across this. Obviously, it looks like a deep green. It looks great. And then we'll look at the food plot, which is a annual blend, and we'll also discuss the perennial clover.
And it's important to remember that this ragweed, many of the tests, the sampling of the plant tissue is 26, 28, even 30% crude protein out of these plants. And it's green, it's very digestible, very palatable at this time frame. So it's offering exactly what you want your food plot to offer, but it's more robust, it's much healthier, and there's a lot more of it per square foot here than out there in the food plot.
So leaving the old field, walking through this kind of strip in between that has a lot more fescue residuals, some orchard grass still, a little bit of clover. Now we're getting out to an area that has that's annual blend, that's got a mix of cowpeas, milo, sun hemp, soybeans, buckwheat.
Yep.
And you can see the drill marks.
This is the food plot. This is the diverse annual blend. And there's forage in here. Yes, it's being browsed very aggressively. The lab, the soybeans, the buckwheat in particular, even some of the sun hemp young. But you can see a stark difference in the amount of green and what's growing here compared to the forage and the production out of that old field. It shouldn't be a no-brainer when you're looking at this video. All this is drill, but man alive, it's
all the broadleaves for the most part have been browsed.
Yep.
The milo still looks fine. Of course, they're not browsing it.
And it's a drought-tolerant species. It can handle the heat, but really everything else is taking a beating.
Yeah, but if this had gotten adequate rain, it would have been great. It could have provided additional forage throughout the summer and into the fall, and really helped the property out. But you know, there's years that the weather just doesn't cooperate, and that's when native species can really help ease the burden on the landscape.
And this is not, what you're seeing is not a result of just over browsing. Sure, there's deer in here feeding, but this is a 2.5 acre section, and this is a result of, hey, we're just not getting the growth out of these broadleaf plants, not because of over browsing. Sure, they are browsing it, but they would be much taller, much more growth on top of the ground, but they just simply can't get it because of the lack of rain.
Lack of rain, and then of course there's not a huge amount of thatch, so that intensifies the heat down here. A lot of things are creating a stressed couple of acres right here because of the weather conditions we're in. So,
but I don't see stress on the natives. So
no.
Great reminder to have a balance of both native forages and supplemental food plot acres.